Stop beating on stuff. You're like a little kid with ADHD or something. Bo, I'm gonna need you to chill.
Ready?
Speaking to your mic? No, speak into it.
Like a dog checker.
That's obnoxiously loud. All right, whatever. All right, I'm good to go. That might have been really loud. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we're back on our normal schedule. Like last week, we did a recap of what was going on for the past 3 weeks, all that business. Now we're back to our normal schedule. And like I said, this would be like a two-parter. We'll do our normal, talk about stuff, try to be funny. There's going to be a joke of the week, which is supposed to be absolutely killer. Yeah, but we'll see. And then
It'll be dead.
and then we'll split that video in. We'll do our theological question as its own video because it's very in depth. I don't know. I hope people enjoy it. It might make some people upset, but whatever. The Bible is a radical book. It's supposed to make people feel uncomfortable and upset. It's called conviction. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. It's actually pretty warm today, so even though I got a jacket on, it was cold earlier, but looking good in the white. Is there anything that we want to discuss beforehand? To be honest, I liked the dialogue from last week's video, us just jumping back and forth. It felt genuine. It felt real. It felt good. It felt good. I don't know. Anything? Keep that same energy you had a second ago. Keep that same energy you had before we cut the camera on. Yeah. Nice. One day I'm just going to record him without him realizing it. And you guys are going to see Kevin like never before. Throw up a big movie intro screen. Today, you'll see Kevin like you've never seen him before. Explosions and theme music goes off and it's crazy. Maybe he'll act, more joyous and upbeat, but who knows? Most of the people that watch us know him personally anyway, so you know how it goes. Just spam. Just constantly type in the chat, Kevin, talk. Get more hyper. Because this is not him. Like, you should have seen him a minute ago.
It's me.
A minute ago, Anyway, almost have 100 followers on Facebook. And we got like 20 people who watch on YouTube. 20 subscribers on YouTube. So that just goes to tell you that a majority of the people who like us on Facebook mainly just watch our reels. Hey, I get it. Reels are only like 30 seconds to a minute long. They're easier to watch than like a 45-minute long podcast. But just saying, people. Just saying. I'm sure you know somebody who enjoys some background ambiance noise, some distractions, some, quote, entertainment. So, share us. Push us out there. Let other people enjoy the amazingness that is mainly this, but a little bit of that and everything put together. So it's good. People are yelling outside. Don't pay attention to that. Anything before we jump in? Okay.
Anything?
What?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So we'll just go ahead and jump in with the first thing, which is everybody knows of Amazon. I'm pretty sure like everyone I've ever met in my life has bought something on Amazon. Well, apparently, Amazon has its own grocery store, which is surprising and is not surprising at the same time. And it's called Amazon Fresh, because why would it be called anything interesting and not have Amazon in the name? It's only located in California, Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, D.C., and Washington State. I put that abbreviation, and I was going to say Penn State, but I know that that's not a...
Penn State.
Yeah, no. It's so it's only located there.
State of Penn.
Who?
Pennsylvania. So
Yeah. I'm a little...
Move on with the story.
Okay, all right. It looks exactly like a normal grocery store, but in the typical Amazon fashion, it's very extra, very bougie, if you were to say. So, unlike a normal grocery store, Amazon was using what they call, just walk out, which is basically, they have a bunch of cameras, they see you pick something off of the shelf, put it in your buggy, your tote, your bag, your pocket, your pants. They'll see you, and then they'll charge you for it. But if you put something back up, they take it off, And then you just walk out, and it automatically charges you. Now, you have to have an Amazon account, and you got to put that information in when you walk in. So you got to link it to a card. That way, when you walk out, it knows what to charge. Well, they're scrapping that. They're going to keep it in a couple of stores that they have now, but they're coming out with a new thing. To be honest, that kind of just seems like the exact same thing, just with a different name. But it's called Dash Cart. And this is like buggies. And they tried to make them look cool, but really they just look like very bulky children's toys. But they have cameras in them, built-in scales, so they know, like, I guess if you put a bundle of bananas on there, they know how much the bananas weigh. A monitor on the front that shows you what you have in your buggy and how much your total is right now. And then, wheels, a handrail, the typical buggy things.
Wheels, eh?
Yes, wheels, because a buggy wouldn't be as useful if it didn't have wheels. Let's be honest.
It flies.
Yeah, this one hovers. Honestly, I give it... I give it 10 years before at least Amazon has flying buggies. But this is supposed to improve customer satisfaction and reduce wait time in lines.
Definitely.
So, like, the idea is you put all your stuff in, and it charges you, and then...
somebody hacks it.
Yeah, I guess you just walk out. If you're buying a bundle of bananas and you walk out and your credit card has been charged $375,000, somebody probably hacked you. And I don't know any bananas worth $375,000. But if you got that money for bananas, good. We take donations. Just saying,
Those, how people take the buggies. You see them on the end of the street corner or something.
Yeah.
Or at the house. They're going to be taking these and try to sell them.
Nonchalantly. Hey, man. I don't know why it did that. Like, they can fit it in their coat. Like, you want a nice Amazon buggy? Comes with a screen on it, man. No, that's... You know what, though? You think they keep these inside? There are some places where you got to put, like, your house key.
You got to push them out till you come.
Yeah, but then, like, a homeless person could walk away with it. You know how many times I see a Walmart buggy, like, half a mile down the street in the ditch, or like a Dollar General buggy? But there are some places where you got to put, like, a quarter in it, or your house key, so that way you have to return it to the corral in order to get your key back. They have to do something like that. This is Amazon we're talking about here, a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm assuming,
So
the homeless guy down the street doesn't just have one and he's peddling around with
you
it.
take the groceries out to your car. What keeps you from stealing the groceries?
From what?
It's gonna remind you.
From stealing the groceries?
Yeah.
No, the moment you walk out, it charges you. They have gates. You have to walk through the gate for this specific feature. And the moment you walk out the gate, it charges your card. Yeah.
Prepaid.
Yeah.
Something like.
What? No, it just knows. Like with all the cameras and stuff on
You
it.
walk out the door.
Yeah. Like let's say you get bananas, bread, milk, eggs, and cheese. It tells you exactly how much it is. You walk out the door and bam, it charged your card that you put in to use that service without you having to do anything, to go to a register or whatever. So you know how back in the day, kids would grab something when the parent went looking and put it in the buggy and hope they would just scan it. You know what I mean? Like a kid would grab like a candy bar. In this case, if your kid grabs like a soda or a candy and you walk out, dude, it's already paid for. So
While you putting that stuff in the buggy, you putting it in a bag too, because once you get out to your car, what you gonna put it in?
I mean, yeah, you can.
Crates?
Why is that so funny to you? No, people, you can put it in bags. Dude, this thing has cameras all over it. If you pick it up off the shelf and you put it in, it's gonna see you put in whatever it is. Not to mention all the cameras they have that are monitoring you. That's also like the just walk out system, the one they're replacing. That's what they did. They had people sitting and monitoring everything, so that way, if something messed up, you'd still get charged. People will find a way to steal, guaranteed. But
You need to put these in Walmart.
no.
Yeah, they do. So.
No, because then you'll really see buggies on the side of the streets.
No. You know how long you gotta stand in line at Walmart? If you go store and they only got one register open and they got lines of people down there.
Dude, we went to a busy Walmart in downtown and they had every self-checkout register closed and they only had like 3 registers being manned by a handful of people. And the lines were back into the clothing section. It was awful. Awful. And Kaylee and I were sitting in one line for like 10 minutes just to hear the woman at the front say, it's only 20 items or less. They need to put like a sign up or something. You got people I was upset. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty mad. But people find a way to steal from this. Some little kid is gonna sneak Kit Kats or like a bag of banana nut. I don't know why I'm talking about banana so much, but you ever have banana nut bread? It's really good.
That's where everything's going, the technology.
It's a good thing and a bad thing.
When I saw this story, you remind me of, I can't remember this cartoons we saw where robots was running everything and the people were getting overweight. You remember that?
With Will Smith?
People were getting overweight and something happened.
Oh, Wall-E.
Something happened and they couldn't.
Wall-E, it was Wall-E. They were all really fat and they were in these hover chairs.
Came at that pod and he slid on out the pod.
Yeah, they're just real big and they just have screens in front of them and just...
That's how it's going to be in the future.
Honestly, it's like that now, but without the hover chairs. There's so many overweight people. Not hating here, just saying America is like
But the robots control
one of the top countries for, people who are bigger. Just saying, don't come at me. Everybody relax. Take it easy. Nobody's advocating any fat shaming here. Just please calm down, people. All right? Speaking of eating, one of my preferred pastimes, the next story, kind of stupid, but it's not a stupid story. Well, it probably is a stupid story, but it's dumb for the person because you'll see what I mean. There was a man. Not a whole lot of information on this story. It was a small story. There was an individual, a man, a professed vegan. That's right. A man who only eats vegetables and fruits. No meats at all. None. Wanted to sue his neighbor because his neighbor had a good old-fashioned American-style barbecue in his backyard. That's right, people. He wanted to sue him because he was cooking meat. And the vegan did not appreciate the smell that was just wafting through the air from this man cooking his barbecue.
The vegan.
The vegan. Yeah. The vegan didn't have a name because the vegan, as you'll see, was not appreciated very well in this story. So they kept him anonymous. He went to... I don't know. I always forget how to say the name of this. Cura? Keora? It's K? No.
It's Q, fool. K.
It's Quora.
Can't read.
I can't. It's like it's a website you can go on and ask people questions and stuff. It's a platform you can go on and ask like any question you want, and some nerd on there is gonna have the answer for it. This guy went on there and he goes, you know. Oh yeah. He goes on there and he goes, yeah, is it possible for me to sue my neighbor for having a barbecue? Well, let's just say he probably should have just mind his own business. When I say hundreds of people commented on this dude's post, it was non-stop, just online bullying, for lack of a better word. Let me give you just a few examples, okay? One person said, of course not. If the barbecue is taking place on their own property, they can do what they please. Why do you vegans act so entitled? You can eat how you please, but quit telling other people what to do. Another person said, if you want to look like a fool in court, if you want an entire neighborhood to mock you, and you don't want to step out of your house ever again, yeah, you're good. One person, though, I thought this was pretty funny. One person encouraged them. They said, of course you can. Of course you can sue this man. Of course you can sue him. And then he goes on to break down all the money it's going to cost to buy a suit for the courtroom, to buy a lawyer, to have the entire jury laugh in his face, have his name and location published all over because it's a public, it's on the public records because it's a lawsuit. And then he'll have the entire town mock him and maybe even the country. So, I'm sure after this man posted this comment, he very strongly appreciated everybody's opinions and probably felt like next time when his neighbor is barbecuing, he should probably just stay inside with his plants, you know? Not hating on vegans here, people. It might seem like I'm hating on fat people and vegans, and let's be honest, those are two polar opposites, okay? I'm not. Okay? I'm not. You want to eat fruits and vegetables? Cool. Me, I like things that walk and then end up on my plate. Not people, but, you know, animals. That's just me.
He got that second-hand meat.
He got what?
The second-hand meat. You know, the smoke.
Oh, second-hand meat. Like second-hand smoke.
Second-hand meat.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's got to be a shirt, dude.
Second-hand meat.
That's got to be a shirt.
That sounds like
That does sound pretty...
That sounds like a...
Honestly, if you don't know the context behind that shirt and somebody walks behind you and goes, second-hand meat? What the heck is this guy talking about, dude? That could easily...
That can have all kind of meat.
That could easily be misinterpreted as, well, you know.
Come on down and
Get your second-hand meat over here.
Get your deal on the second-hand meat.
Even if you're talking about food, that sounds awful, dude.
A lot of people are second-hand vegans. I know the animals eat the grass and all, and we eat them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The whole argument behind veganism is that you're being cruel to the animals. Well, I don't want to say too much here, but there might have been a study that came out recently that actually confirmed that plants have feelings, and not only that, but they respond to their surroundings. Like, if a group of flowers senses another group of flowers being harmed, then that group of flowers will take self-defense measures. So before we start pointing fingers at the dudes over here eating a bunch of cow meat and all that, your boy right here, all these salads that you're eating came from poor, helpless, defenseless flowers and grass and things who could not defend themselves. And
I think happened was he smelled that meat and he got hungry.
oh, you think it shocked the
And he
system?
wanted some.
And he was outraged.
He had to
Fight that temptation back.
Veganism. Veganism.
It's like being tempted. Just a little. He got a little too tempted there. I don't know why. And look. All right. I know it sounds like Scott is making fun of people. I'm not. My mind just works in mysterious ways. But I don't know why when I was reading this story, an image popped in my head of a very skinny, pale, gauntly looking fellow standing on his back porch, smelling that meat and then waving his bony fist in the air. He probably doesn't look like that at all. He's probably a very healthy, young, middle-aged guy. I don't know. Don't come after me, people. All right, I have an artist imagination. Take it easy.
And his stomach probably mad at him. Said, man, we could have that over there. Man,
Dude,
I deal with this food here.
When Thomas is making barbecues and stuff, my stomach gets mad at me that I'm not enjoying that. It smells great, just to be honest. Although with Thomas, you never really know exactly what type of meat Thomas is over there cooking. So it smells good, but just saying. Hey Thomas.
What's he? Raccoon?
He might be. Never had it. I'd be willing to try it. I'd have to know where it came from. If you tell me you just shot it out of your trash can, I'm probably not going to trust that too much, but hey, whatever. The last story, which is, it's kind of sad.
That ain't. I don't know how you make fun of this one.
I don't think there's any making fun of it.
Bro.
There's no making fun of it. It's pretty serious, but we're going to try to keep it lively as possible. They're attacking.
Getting ready for the eclipse.
Who flies a plane in the eclipse?
You know they're getting ready for it. They're doing something.
Oh, they're up there. They're building it. They're building the shield into the sky.
Behind our backs.
Yeah. They're flying up to the firmament, and they're getting it ready. They're coating it with paint and stuff. Okay. He's gonna bring up eclipse stuff after this story. No, now you're not. No, you have to. No.
Let's see.
Anyway, this last story, not very funny, kind of serious, but it's also concerning for multiple reasons. Because if there was a sign of the times for young people, dude, this has got to be it. So, there's a woman who is physically healthy. I mean, she's your average 28-year-old woman. She's Dutch. And she has legally decided to end her life due to struggles with crippling depression, autism, and borderline personality disorders, according to this report. And she's choosing to end her life by way of euthanasia, which is basically where they, it's kind of like when a dog or something gets put down, they kind of give you something to relax you, and then they give you a medicine that kills you. It's kind of like that. So I'm going to butcher this name, but I'll try my best. It's a Dutch name. So it's Zorea Terbeck. Terbeck. I'm just gonna say Terbeck from this morning. So this lady lives in a small village. Yeah, that one. This lady lives in a small village. Terbeek. I'll say Terbeek. Terbeek. She lives in a small village in the Netherlands, near the German border, and she's been scheduled to be euthanized this May. Like I said, perfectly healthy. Even though she loves her 40-year-old boyfriend. So she's 28 and he's 40. That sounds like a big leap. I mean, it is 12 years, but... And she lives with 2 cats. So...
2 cats?
Yeah. What did you say? Terbeek? Terbeek? Terbeek. She once wanted to be a psychiatrist. And she's been dealing with mental health problems throughout her life. So she decided to be euthanized after her doctor said, there's nothing more we can do for you. It's never going to get better. And that's according to Free Press, the article that I was reading. That's crazy, for a doctor to say. And I'll speak a little more on that in a second. But she said that, quote, I was always very clear that if it doesn't get better, I can't do this anymore, end quote. She is just one of a this is where it's getting kind of crazy here. She is just one of a growing number of people in the Western world, okay, who have decided to die rather than live out what they would consider a painful life. They would rather die than live in pain that is, unlike a terminal illness, has the possibility to be cured. So they're young people who could be cured because they have something they're dealing with that isn't a terminal illness. All right? And more people have decided to end their lives while suffering from a mixture of mental health, climate change, uncertain economic outlook, social media, and other factors. There's always social media too. Climate change and social media are the 2 biggest instigators in all these stories that you hear about young people. And like I said, technology is a blessing and a curse. At the same time, it seems like more of a curse, unless you're talking about the medical field, but I don't know. Healthcare ethicist. Dude, if I'm not saying these words right, forgive me.
That's right.
I have a Colleton County education. Sorry. Ethicist. So, a healthcare ethicist at Theological University, Kampen, in the Netherlands, whose name is also going to be butchered, Steph Groenewood, let's call him Steph, stated that, quote, I'm seeing euthanasia as some sort of acceptable option brought to the table by physicians and by psychiatrists when previously it was considered the ultimate last resort, end quote. So, Terbeek, is that what we said? I really cannot remember. While being euthanized, she's going to be in her living room, on her couch. She requested no music, very specific, and she said, this is basically how it's going to go down. Doctor's going to come there. They're going to have tea to calm her nerves. The doctor's going to wait until she's ready. When she says she's ready, the doctor will have her lay down on the couch. She'll give her a sedative to calm her down. And then she's going to give her a drug that will stop her heart. She says she's going to be accompanied by her boyfriend. And her boyfriend is then going to dump her ashes in a spot in the woods that they have specifically picked out. There's not going to be some grand funeral or whatever because she doesn't, I think she says she doesn't have a lot of family members. So that's what they're going to be. She then, Terbeek, then went on to say, quote, I'm a little afraid of dying because it's the ultimate unknown. We don't really know what's next or if there's anything. It's the scary. That's the scary part. End quote. Which to me, when I read that, it kind of made me think, so why are you doing it? If it's scaring you like that bad. I don't know. Look, I've dealt with my own mental health problems before. I know people who have. This just seems like something that's absolutely crazy. That, for one, I think a doctor saying, like I said earlier, there's nothing more we can do for you, you're not going to get better, is the craziest thing a doctor could say to you if you're dealing with mental health. Like I said, this woman doesn't have some sort of uncurable illness. She has psychological and mental health problems that us in the 21st century are pretty well versed in, you know. America has some catching up to do. But other countries, especially from where she's from, I feel like they got a pretty good grasp on it. But the problem is places where she's from accept euthanasia more than America would. So, like, the Netherlands became the first country in the world to make assisted suicide legal. And that was in 2001. And since then, it's become increasingly popular. In 2022, there were 8,720 euthanasia deaths in the Netherlands. That's representing like 5% of all of the country's deaths. And that is 4% more than the prior year, according to the Dutch media. So it seems like, on top of mental health problems rising, the solution for that is people just deciding, I'd rather just die now than keep living this life. Which is kind of crazy to me, because temporary problems should not be met with permanent solutions. You know what I mean? Like, your temporary struggles right now are not gonna last forever, even though they seem like it, speaking from experience. And something like this is a permanent solution. So, I'm not on board with this at all. This is not what I think is a good thing here. I think that people should be helped more by doctors and physicians, and apparently her doctor sucks because they just basically gave up on her. It's crazy to me.
Well, people do have issues that lead them to that path of suicide because they feel like they ain't nothing they can, nothing's gonna change, and as if they feel like, this is the only solution, and they commit suicide all of a sudden. But this is, she's planning it, like going to a doctor, like a doctor visit.
Mm-hmm.
And these people here, to me, they found a way to make money and not really treat you, but just put you down, and that's their answer. Right? You pay them to do this, and that's an easy way for the doctor. He don't have to deal with you. He don't have to try to even help you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go. This is what we should do, and they make it sound so good to people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's acceptable. Yeah.
No. The whole thing about euthanasia is a tricky subject to me. Me personally, I think, at least as of right now, don't let my thinking convince you of anything, but I think that euthanasia is only okay if somebody is genuinely, physically, on a day-to-day basis in agonizing, insufferable pain. And I'm mainly talking about physical pain with the very elderly, or let's say somebody got into a car accident and it caused so much damage to their brain and spinal cord that every living moment they can't even leave the hospital. They're getting worse by the day. Those situations, all right, let's talk about it. Let's look into it. But something like this is crazy to me. I mean, this is really nuts. This is permanent solutions. And I think what he's saying, I think it could partially be right. I don't think that every doctor is treating it like this. I just think that this new way of thinking about things is a little loose.
You know, it's like the day we live in, and they put stuff in people's heads, and people easy to believe it, easy to follow it today. So in their mind, it got to be right because they telling me it's right. But don't. It's just all this here is just like, to me. I always tell you, these are tricks from the devil. This is a trick from the devil to me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I know some people do struggle. I've known people that tried to commit suicide, but it's just because they were going through something and they felt like they just couldn't deal with it, and it overcame them. You know, some people, go through things in this life.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people talk about, you go through whether people, if they commit suicide, will they go to heaven or not. I mean, I got thoughts on that, but that we can share. We can have that for a theological question one day, because I have thoughts that a lot of people may not agree with.
Yeah.
I just can't say it, so I just have to go through it one day and explain it to you.
Yeah.
But what this to me sounds like it comes from the devil. And what's the devil here to do? Kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what he does. Right here in the Bible. On my paper. John 10:10. The thief cometh. This is talking about the devil here. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, kill, and destroy. Just as Jesus. I am come that they might be life, and that they might have it abundantly. This is the devil's way. Jesus' way is life. This is the devil. This is a trick of the devil.
And life can be.
That's my opinion on
it. Yeah. And that sounds. Life can be like really hard. Trust me, I've had my own personal struggles with things. But I promise you, and it sounds cliche, but I promise you that what you're going through right now, 10 years down the road, it will be nothing but a chapter in your life to reminisce on. Because when we're going through something, it all seems like everything is falling apart and it's the end of the world. But I promise you, you make it through this, when time goes on, when you look back, that'll be nothing but a memory for you to reflect on and learn from. And you'll be living a completely different lifestyle in 10 years than you will now. All right? So don't give up, okay? And just,
And if you know people that's struggling and dealing with things, spend some time with them. Talk to them. Go see them. If you know these people who are struggling, you know it's a possibility, go show them love, show them that you care. Tell them, I'm here and I'll listen to any and everything you tell me. Go out your way, because you could save somebody.
Yeah. And if you or anybody you know is dealing with suicidal thoughts, or you're experiencing like a mental health crisis, there's a 24/7 National Suicide Prevention Hotline. All right. The number is 1-800-273-8255. So 1-800-273-8255. Or you can go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. And that's a capital S, capital P, capital L in life. Suicidepreventionlifeline.org. And you can find help there. And you can talk to people. And you can figure this out and get your feelings out and be helped. So that was that story was a little more serious, but that story is somebody outside is revving up their engine in a small neighborhood because for some reason, I guess they think that's gonna make them look super cool. Seeing me talking about people, I got something in my throat. So
you have to sue them.
All that noise pollution. I don't like that noise. I'm gonna have to sue these people. But that was a little more serious story. But that story deserves just as much of attention as the other stories. And that one we definitely want to be sensitive with because people go through stuff, and people deserve to have a shoulder to lean on. And I am here, and he is here to see that. Anybody struggling like this, we see you. All right, we've gone through stuff, and we understand not exactly what you're going through because everybody goes through different things, but we understand that life can be hard, and we just want to know that there's help out there for you. All right. So with that, we'll end this because, like I said, we'll do a separate theological question, and we'll see how many views that gets. Well, you know what? This is gonna tell us what people really watch. Why do they watch this podcast? Do they watch it because they think we're funny in the first half, and then it kind of dies off with the theological question, or do they just suffer through the first half of barely comedy just to get to the theological question? So we'll see. We'll see. So let me get Kaylee to end with what she says is going to be a spectacular, fantastic, you guys are not even ready for joke of the week. All right. Uno momento, por favor.
Hold on, wait, I gotta look up how exactly I want to say this.
Oh, you were hyping this thing and you got to look back to see. All right. You ready?
Okay.
Y'all ready for ending this video on a fantastic, amazing, awesome, spectacular joke of the week?
End of the video.
You're the end.
Y'all ready for this?
Now, sit down because you might laugh so hard you might fall down, and we care about you. All right. So, Kaylee, without
This one's a good one.
Without further ado, take it away.
Scott, you're pretty smart. You might actually get this one, actually. Oh, no, you might get it too.
It's a joke.
Oh.
That's a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
Congratulations, John.
All right. What do you call a marathon for pastors?
A marathon for pastors.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Kelly. What do you call it?
A rev run.
Is that the joke? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that actually it?
A reverend. Rev run.
You literally,
Get it?
you literally hyped.
Reverend. Rev run. Run.
Bro, you know how much she hyped this
Marathon.
joke up through the week? Do you have another one you can do real quick? Y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, I usually try to make my responses funny. That was awful. That was awful.
That was not that bad.
This girl hyped this up for days. She said,
A
y'all,
rev run.
saying it over and over again does not make it funnier. I promise you.
Red run.
All right, we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna add like a cut scene right here, like. All right. You don't have one off the top of the dome?
No. I didn't have another one. Because I didn't think about another one. Because that was my joke of the week.
You didn't think that this one might have bombed and had a backup?
No, because I thought it was really good. A marathon for pastors. A rev run. Get it? Rev run.
We're sorry that you got to experience
You know.
this. And I hyped it up. And you know what? That's on me. That's my bad. That's my fault. I should have not set expectations. But in the spirit of the joke of the week, as it seems like the trend, maybe next week. Okay? Hey, you put your heart into that.
I thought it was a good one.
You know what? You put your heart into that, Kelly.
Was it really not that funny?
No, it was pretty bad. It was awful. No, I'm not gonna lie. Your delivery on it for that last part, a rev run. You kind of sounded a little confused.
A rev run. Because I had to separate it. My papa said I had to separate it. Because I just said it all in one, a reverend.
You know
and they
what?
were like, Oh, that it doesn't sound right.
You know what? Now that I know the joke, now I understand why your papa had to take like a 30-second pause. Because it just wasn't funny.
Get it?
Maybe he was just trying to think of something nice to say.
Get it?
But the thing was, he didn't even tell me that he did me dirty. He should have told me it wasn't good. And I should have just made another one.
He should have. Sorry.
He wanted me to learn from my mistakes.
Well, in closing, at least Kaylee can be here in the end credits. I think my brain is shutting down from that joke. Thank you for watching the podcast, and we hope that you thoroughly enjoyed that joke of the week brought to you by Kaylee herself.
It's going to get the most views on your shorts.
You
Period.
think you're going to beat 2.9K with that joke? Watch her get like 5,000 views from that joke. Thank you for watching, and we're going to hand it over to future Kevin and future Scott for the future theological question of the week. Why are you laughing? Anyway, from me, Scott, hello. From Kaylee, from Kevin, Father.
Father man.
Arriba dirty.
That's been us, and be on the lookout for that logo, because the logo is going to come out the same day that we post this. So take it easy, have fun, and
Take it easy, not sleazy.
we'll see you next week.
Kelly night night.